Hey human beings, how the heck are ya? I'm Fastidious and welcome back to the channel. We are wrapping up our first week in the free-to-play series. It is day 7. The focus of today is all about events and tournaments. I'm going to give you the best strategies for both experienced players and new players alike on how to prepare for them so that you can be as successful as possible. But first, have I got a little surprise for you? Over here, we have our Dark Daddy Kaeel, level 50, ready to go up to rank 6. And what is this? That's a 1 chicken. That's a 2. That's 3. That's 4. And there is 5. Do we have the silver? We do. Kaeel, within 7 days, less than a week, Kaeel to 6 stars. How great is that?
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
There you have it. Not even a full week, less than 7 days into the free-to-play series, and we have our first 6-star champion, the lettuce man himself, Kaeel. As much as you know, I could go on and on talking about the grind that this took, all the planning. That is not today's video. I teased yesterday that we would be talking about how to prioritize which champions to build in general champion development. That actually will be tomorrow's video. Why the change of heart? Well, you can thank one of our viewers, Alfie Walton 4. He came onto my Discord, quick plug, the Fast and the Fastidious, to make a suggestion in the video recommendations channel. And he said, hey, with all the events and tournaments being thrown at us, with this 2-year celebration event, whatever Plarium's calling it, why not get into events, tournaments, how to succeed at them in the best way possible? So let's dive in. So, I believe there are 3 major things to consider when determining whether or not you want to participate, whether or not you want to go all in on a tournament or event. And those are, 1, personal prioritization. How does this tournament line up with my personal goals right now in my account? 2, synergies. Do any of these tournaments and events line up with each other? We're doing a little work, putting in a little energy somewhere will be doubly or triply potentially beneficial, where I'm really getting my bang for my buck and checking off multiple boxes with a singular action. And finally, 3, rewards. What are these specific tournaments? What are these events giving me? Is it worth my time? Is it worth my energy? So, number 1, personal prioritization. Now, what do I mean by that? Basically, I'm saying, how do potential events and tournaments line up with your own personal goals for your account right now? Well, using my account as an example, clearly my personal priority was leveling up my champions, building them, particularly 1, Kaeel, that shiny new 6-star, as quickly as possible. But how did this line up with the hand that I was dealt in terms of events and tournaments? Well, clearly we have this champion training event, and if you see, all the hard work that's gone into grinding them up this quickly has earned me plenty points. So, this event immediately is fulfilling a personal goal. But this brings us to our second point, synergies. So is this in any way synergistic with other things I'm working on, other tournaments or events I could benefit from? Well, right in front of us, we see there's an artifact enhancement event opening in 8.5 hours. Well, what do you get when you grind campaign over and over and over, especially in the early game? Well, you get your best source of farming silver, your best way to get silver. And silver is the immediate resource we are going to need to have any success at all in this artifact enhancement event. But is there another potential synergy? Well, very uniquely for me right now, because the account is new, and when you first join, if people don't remember, you're automatically enrolled in the novice tournament for 2 days. However, coming out of that, I was put into the champion training tournament and the champion chase tournament on a delay. So I'm in a very unique situation where concurrently I'm enrolled in the champion training event, but also a champion training tournament. So this is a very immediate, very obvious synergy. Every point I get towards champion training is doubling up. I'm getting event points and tournament points. So it's kind of a no-brainer that if there's an XP boost up, which I have, that an incredible efficient use of my time is going to be participating in the champion training sphere, if you will. However, let's get into our third point. Third point is maybe the juiciest one of them all, rewards. What do these things give you? Now here is an example, maybe a teachable moment of how you can't always get everything. You can't get every slice of that pie. Let's go back to the events. as I said, we were making tons of progress in that champion training event very quickly. However, are the rewards worth it? I think on 95% of the accounts, heck no. Quick Polarium rant. It is your 2-year anniversary in this game, and these are the rewards you're giving us. You're saying champion training, if it ever scrolls down, you'll see 6,500 points top reward for a lousy ancient shard. However, in an account as early as mine, I'll gobble all of this up. So while these aren't the greatest rewards in the world, I don't really need the legendary tome this second. However, the chickens, even these 10 2-star ranked chickens, that's something to me. So this really, all 3 points, personal prioritization, given Synergies, the hand we were dealt, and the rewards all lined up well with my goals, with my intentions. Check. This is a good route to take in terms of tackling some tournaments and events. That being said, let's move into something a little broader. If you are a free-to-play player or just someone trying to be really efficient, there is no way you can do it all. That's kind of like a rule of thumb you're gonna have to keep in the back of your head when it comes to these tournaments and events. If you play really hard, if you've got energy for days, if you spend some money, I think maybe you can do it all. But without that, you're gonna have to pick and choose. On top of that, you're gonna have to know when to push within the tournaments which you choose. You're gonna have to know when to keep pushing, when to maybe try to get that top reward. Maybe in that tournament, maybe you can place in the top 10, maybe you can get top 3, maybe you can win. And then when you need to pull back, when you need to stop. And also you need to know when you need to skip them all together. However, quick tip number 1, when you're as early as I am, there are gonna be tournaments you're gonna wanna skip, but you're never just gonna wanna not even look at them. I wanna show you guys something here. Ice Golem tournament. How much do you think I've been running Ice Golem? Probably the least interesting artifact dungeon there is, especially to someone this early in the game who needs to be grinding Ice Golem. Not me, yet somehow 6th place with only 33 points. When you're this early, I know this is a niche tip, but if you're very early game, first week or 2, you're gonna be in tournaments with a lot of people that aren't even playing at all. So I just did a mission like 2 days ago or a day and a half ago that was like, do 3 Ice Golem runs. I did that. I probably got, a 4-star epic piece or something decent enough that I got. It was like 25 points. I did one more run. Just I think I was here, did one more run just to bump me from 7th to 6th. Maybe I'll do a couple more if it seems like a 4th is within reach. Who doesn't want a little relentless gear? But I mean, you always might be in play when you're this early on in the game. So that's just a quick little aside, quick little tip. So to quickly drive home the point of picking and choosing, not only which you participate in, but how far you push in different events and tournaments, it's very important you slowly develop a sense of what point values your account can achieve, what is possible. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's go into the tournaments. I'm gonna go into that champion training tournament. I think for me, it's like day 3 or 4 now. So I've made some big headway and you can really see how we've progressed. But essentially what I'm saying is get to know your account. Of course, things will change, but over decent periods, weeks, maybe even a month or 2 here and there, you're gonna have a sense of how many points can I really earn if I invest in champion training for a day. And once you have those in the back of your mind, are these rewards, are these juicy top rewards possible? Well, let's go into champion training. As you can see here, I've cleared out this entire right side. I think the top reward is 4,800 points, and I think this is a 3-day tournament for me, maybe 4. However, I've already developed a good sense that if I grind super duper hard, I think I can get about 2,000 to 2,500 points in champion training. But I'm talking really hard. I'm talking using all the extra energy I get, anything from a tournament reward, an event reward, maybe finish a challenge and get to pick up something that way. That's getting me something about maybe 2,500 points a day in terms of champion training when that is a sole priority. So if I look at it here, I mean, I've cleared the right side. How nice is that? And I'm very comfortably in 2nd place. But knowing that I'm making, I'd say tops, 3,000, but very realistically 2,000 to 2,500 points a day with only just over a day left, I should not give one thought to trying to take this guy, Wolves Hunter, in 1st place. Now, this is an obvious example. He has double my points, but there are gonna be times where you're doing an event per se, and you need 9,800 points in the Dungeon Divers, and then you're only at 7,000, and you're like, oh, I can crank that out in a day. I mean, no, you can't. Unless you're spending a lot of money or you happen to fall upon a ton of energy and you're in very late game dungeons, I just don't see that happening. So develop a comfortability with your account and a sense of what your account can achieve in terms of point totals. Of course, this comes from experience, but you can start thinking about it right away. And a last consideration to make when deciding whether or not to participate in an event or tournament is, are there any specific factors or a certain circumstance in your account right now that would make a certain event or tournament more appealing, a better choice? A good example, an easy example is, do you have an outstanding experience boost still up? If you still have an active experience boost and there's a champion training event or tournament, then I think those would be great choices to participate in. Another thing to think, I'll show you right here, if you go into missions, maybe you're on, I mean, this is a very, very easy one, not a high stakes one. This is stage 1 of Spider's Den, but maybe you're further on in the game and it says, clear stage 14 of Spider's Den on auto 10 times. Well then, you might want to wait to do that. If you're not rushing through the missions, line that up with a Spider tournament, and that will be very effective and let you accomplish 2 things at once. But enough of that. I would love to get into some specific tips that can immediately help you improve in your events and tournaments. So first one, don't be afraid to use, if you have a team that functions not at full capacity, so just with 2-3 champions, don't be afraid to throw in some food champions. What do I mean by that? Well, let's look at these 2 sisters over here. We have Ranger number 1, as you see, she's nearly at level 10, ready to be leveled up to be a 2-star food champion. And we have her sis here, she's also level 9, nearly ready to be leveled up to 10. But I don't want to waste a whole brutal campaign run, 8 energy, just to get her to go this much. How about I just throw her into a dungeon team? As we mentioned, it's the dragon tournament. Why not do a dragon run? I'm not far enough along that I'm doing late dragon runs. However, the dragon runs I do comfortably, I don't need a full team for. Let's do an easy one. I don't need that much XP. Let's hop into Dragon 7. Only 10 energy, so just 2 more than a campaign run on Brutal. And I think just Kael and my Frozen Banshee with these 2 food, and then let's just throw something else in that's food. How about Baroth, however you say his name, the new epic we pulled 2 days ago, who I'm also slowly leveling. This team will do the trick, as you see going in the background. And I should, from this run, maybe 1 more, have those 2 sisters leveled up to be level 10 chickens, ready to be ranked up to rank 2. What's another tip? I would say strategically time your energy claims that you get from other events and tournaments to piggyback off of and propel you to success in future ones. Let's say you did a champion chase coming out of the one we just had lined up at the 2x, and you didn't immediately claim the, I don't know exactly what I was, maybe it was like a times 50 times 250, something like that. But you got a whole bunch of these flat energies, these non-variable fixed energy amounts. Maybe you let those, as I suggest, pass along and go to your inbox where they will rest for 6 days. As you see, we're gonna comfortably win this run with basically just Kael and Frozen Banshee to assist him. But you have those fixed energies sitting in your inbox. You wait for a great tournament. Maybe you're really excited about this dragon tournament right now. Maybe there's certain fragments you need, or maybe you just really want to grind dragon. Maybe you want to get that epic book at the end. You can save those energy, line them up, so you have a little extra oomph coming out of one tournament to another, one event to another. That's a great way to let them let it be a feedback mechanism where you're constantly rolling forward and progressing tournament to tournament to tournament, jumping along. So if you look here, we very comfortably won. Not a very long run time with basically just Kael and Frozen Banshee, and we leveled these 2 food champions up the tiny bit of XP to get them to level 10. But anyway, our final tip, and this is a broad one, but I really suggest you apply it to any aspect you absolutely can in the game. And that is preparing for all the events, all the tournaments you know are coming. What do I mean by that? Let's say, well, let's use the artifact enhancement event we know is coming tomorrow. Very shortly, less than half a day away, as we saw earlier. If I go into my champions, let's lose big boy Kael, I have 3 different artifacts of him sitting at plus 15. Why did I show this restraint? Why am I waiting? Maybe to some of you this is obvious, but why am I waiting to take those to 16? Well, I want to do it only when an artifact enhancement event is live, because when I go to plus 16, that's when I will get the point boost, and it will be significant, especially this 5-star piece here. I don't really have many 6-star pieces yet, so that will be a big boost. I think it's something like 270 points, and I only have to go 1 level. for all of you, quick aside, for all of you that don't know, in the artifact enhancement events, you only get points every interval of 4. So when you go up to +4, up to +8, +12, and then as I'm gonna do when this event goes live tomorrow, +16. Well, what's another thing you can save for? Well, a really obvious one that a lot of people do is food champions. Don't just immediately level and rank up your food champions willy-nilly. If you've already hit the end of a champion training event or tournament, then save your food at level 20, level 30. Don't rank them up yet, don't level them up yet. Save them for the next one, and that'll be a quick way to immediately gain a whole bunch of points. A lot of this game is predictable. Even though there is variability in what tournaments come when, what events come when, you're gonna get that artifact enhancement. You're gonna get the champion training. Another example, line up your missions. Like I said, with the dragon, you know the dragon mission's coming. You have the dragon mission and you know the dragon tournament's coming. Take the 2 days, 3 days, 4 days to wait and knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. We really need to try to trim off any fat we can and have the leanest experience when it comes to these tournaments, because as I have said, you cannot do it all. Well, I hope this has been helpful in informing you guys on ways to more strategically and efficiently tackle the tournaments and events that are coming at us right now and are definitely going to be hitting you in the future. I know it was a bit rushed because I'm also fitting it into the series, but I promise at a future date, there will be a much more comprehensive, look at that, we just went up a tournament position. There'll be a much more comprehensive video where I really slowly comb through everything. However, let's get to the last little bit. It won't be very long, just a little progression update. So we know Kael is a 6-star. How cool is that? But what else do we have going on? We know yesterday, we have fully booked out Shield Guard. War Maiden, we got another copy of her today, which I've already put in, but I want to look at this girl right here, Frozen Banshee. So, I have skilled her up to the point where she is 2 away. I was waiting for you guys to do it live. How did I get her skilled up so fast? Well, I saved all my rare skill tomes except for what I put into Kael. Plus, I've been winning events to get a little extra, but I'll throw in the clip right here. You're gonna see, just trying to get food for the champion training, I did a 10 pull on mystery shards and pulled a Frozen Banshee. We were so excited, we thought she was the one saving grace from an otherwise potentially disappointing summoning session 2 days ago, and then we just go and get another like it's nothing from mystery shards. Kind of a slap in the face raid, kind of a slap in the face Larian. But look at that, 2 books, she's fully booked. That will be fantastic for Clan Boss. We'll be seeing a lot more of that soon. The last thing I wanted to update you guys on before we hop into Arena and just do one battle before we sign off is, thanks to the suggestion of another user, KOS, K-O-S, is I'm gonna be creating a progress kind of Google sheet that I'll attach in the description of every video where you guys can see when and on what day we're hitting milestones. So essentially there'll be columns. It'll be easier to see. I'll have a whole video where I introduce this, but it'll be like champions, and then you'll see, okay, day 7, first 6-star, you know? Or maybe it will say dungeons, and then it'll be subdivided. We'll have Spider and be like, all right, when we finally clear Spider 10 or whatever it is. But this should give you a sense of kind of milestones. I think it's a beautiful suggestion, a way that you can see how fast are we actually moving, and at what direction are we kind of serpentining around the game. When are we deciding, all right, now it's time to push and drag and make a little progress. Now it's time to, you know, get that second 6-star champion, or honestly, just get our second 5-star champion. The only 5-star champions we've had were the food for Kael. But little things like this, I think it will give you guys a great insight to see how this is progressing, a visual, literal way for you to see how I'm mapping this all out. But I think it's been enough of that today. That's coming in the future, and as I said, tomorrow, please tune in. It's gonna be all about champion development and how you kind of make a mental ranking, or physical if you want to write it out, but some kind of prioritization of how you want to go up about taking your champions to the next rank, the next level, so on and so on. Let's hop in Arena. Guys, Arena, it's not really doing us any favors. We're getting really tough draws. I'm seeing so many apothecaries. I'm seeing so many Deacon Armstrongs. Who are these lucky people in Bronze 2 getting Deacon Armstrongs? I mean, it's tough out there. I mean, clearly a lot of people have been playing a lot. I've been seeing a lot of high Katoon leads. There's a lot of speed out here. It is hard to win. Let's see this battle. It's a very interesting looking team. Should we just fight them just for fun? I mean, Kael's gonna be underpowered because, I don't know if you guys know this, when you rank someone up, until they reach something like level 18, 20, 22, something like that, they don't catch back up to their stats, so they actually get worse quickly. But let's try it. Who cares if we lose? Let's just do one battle before we sign off. It'll be fun. Weird team. They've got, what's this guy say? Pit something? Did anyone know his name? He's an uncommon Pit Flailer or something like that. Pit Spawn? Is it Pit Spawn? Am I right on that? Let me know in the comments. All right, well, we got to go first. We love that. There's the AoE attack up. Classic. Here's War Maiden. Only landed 1. Oh, guys. Okay, Kael, level 2. Rank 6, but level 2. Kael, can you do anything? He hits like a little child. Not what we like to see. Outrider. You got a couple more books today. Can you hit harder? All right, let's sit Azur down. Uh-oh. Okay, Kael, being very resilient. I guess that 6th rank made... No, I turn to the camera to talk, and down he falls. But yeah, you guys can see, we were cruising in Arena, and I promise you, we will be back up there really fast. For any of you that don't know, I've said in Discord, in my main account, which is also 100% free to play, this will be hard to replicate, but I made it to Gold 4 on day 34. Not saying that that's gonna happen here. However, I expect a lot bigger things from Arena. It just has not been the priority yet. But I can slowly start ranking up those other champions now that our big goal, a 6-star Kael, has been accomplished. You are gonna hear so much more about that tomorrow. You're gonna hear so much more about who's getting level next, why, and all the thought processes that go into it. You're gonna see a little Excel chart. I think it will be great. I hope this was informative, guys. This was I'm gonna pull back the curtain here. This was a very difficult video for me to shoot. I had technical difficulties with every single device I'm currently operating with, but I hope it turned out all right. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I will see you in the next one. Thanks.
Fastidious.